Hi, and welcome to CryptoBiography. I'm your host, Brandon Starr, and this is episode 141, and it's called Follow-Up Examination, The Patient Revisited. And so this is going back 2 episodes, well, 2 and 3 episodes, it was a two-parter, back to the patient. And I hope you enjoy this. If you have any comments or questions about this episode or previous episodes, cryptobiography@gmail.com, or hit us up on Facebook or Twitter. And here we go. I miss them. I can't believe I miss them. I didn't think I would miss them. I mean, who would? They were my curse. They were what separated me from other people. Ever since that doctor cut my snakes off and put a skin graft on me, the world has been silent. I was so used to them. I didn't realize that my snakes were constantly making small noises, breathing near my ear, sliding off one another, tasting the air, or occasionally hissing at one another in a fit of pique. I'd become so inured to it, I didn't know my world was never quite quiet. I miss their weight. They weighed a lot, far more than any head of hair, and I had some blinding headaches as my neck, shoulder, and back muscles readjusted to having a normal noggin's worth of weight to carry. But, pain or no pain, I missed their weight, which was strangely comforting, like being patted on the head by a loving parent. I missed touching them. They moved, partly on their own and partly at my command. The doctor had said afterward that it seemed there was only blood vessel connection between them and me, so even I can only speculate how I could make them stand out at attention, sway rhythmically, or hiss at enemies. Perhaps they took cues from adrenaline and other chemicals in my blood. I would run my hands through them, much like I had my own human hair all those centuries ago, and relish their movements, the subtle adjustment of their muscles, the kisses from their tongues on my forearms. But they are gone now. They would have died anyway. They had to go. But they are gone, and my scalp is smooth. It is healing. As I told the doctor, the snakes were not quite dead, and my curse had therefore not quite lifted. At that time, then, I was still technically immortal. Not so strongly that my snakes returned, but strongly enough that I healed extremely quickly. And even this foreign skin graft has quickly been replaced by my own skin, smooth and free of scars. What scared me, really, was that I started growing hair. For a few months, my scalp was smooth. Then, one day, I saw my scalp darkening. Soon, black hairs were sprouting up, and I knew. That was the moment that my curse had completely gone. That what made me immortal was gone. That what made me me was gone. I was Medusa for so long that I can hardly remember who I was before. A lovely young girl, raped in Athena's temple, and out of pure unjust spite, turned by her into a monster. But really, I have none of that life left to recover. All my family, my friends, my lover, they are all dead. They are so dead that they and all of their bloodlines are dead. I kept an eye on them quietly for centuries. My sister's line lasted the longest, but died out well over a millennium ago. So who am I? Who will I be? The hair is the harbinger of my death. Perhaps I should embrace it. Perhaps I might be expected to embrace it. But you cannot live for centuries and centuries and not count it as a loss when you were about to die. Yes, about to die, in possibly 60 years, but about to die. Becoming mortal again doesn't change my perspective. 60 years is nothing. a flash, the falling of a single leaf. And I don't know what I should be doing with that time. I have money, plenty and to spare, the phrase goes, thanks to compounding interest. I suppose I could find something to do with my riches before I go. I could spend the time traveling the world. I've been all around the world, it is true, but always in secret, usually moving at night to meet with people important to my business empire and so on. I've gotten to see the Mona Lisa at night with just me in the room, pre-World War II. I've watched the sun rise over the pyramids. I've seen many beautiful things, but never around other people. The modern world has been a blessing. Though I was wealthy by any standard before the rise of Rome, I had to maintain secrecy, and travel was limited. Only in the last century or so have I really seen the world. And now I only have a few decades to see more. Perhaps I'll attend a music concert. Perhaps I'll watch Horseshoe Falls in broad daylight with nothing covering my head. Perhaps I'll visit people with whom I've corresponded but never met. They, of course, didn't know of my curse or my condition, as it likely would be euphemized today. I wonder who else of the ancients still walk among us. The gods must have finally died. Athena must surely be dead, or my curse would not have gone. I must imagine the other gods are dead as well. But what of other cursed mortals? Perhaps there are a few who have reverted to human form and might still be around. I considered this, but many of the curses ended up with the cursed being killed, or they were cursed after their death, or their curse wouldn't have led to immortality. On the other hand, I was supposed to be dead as well. My story got mixed up with the Gorgons. But then, I don't know who would have mixed up Erechtheion with anyone else. He was supposed to have died of his curse. Perhaps Lamia, like me, turned into a monster, would still be alive? Would Arachne still be alive? Then again, I didn't know them personally in life. Not every person who lives in mythology knows every other one. It's not a club. Still, money has its benefits. Perhaps I could have some people look for them. No. Even if they're alive, what would we really have to talk about? Instead, perhaps I'll simply live. I've been in the shadows for so long, I don't even know if I can survive the sun. But it will be fun trying. And if I write my memoirs, perhaps that will be something memorable, worthwhile. Strange concept that. Has anything been worthwhile for me since my curse? Strange, too, that the only thing that might make my time worth something is its limitation. Scarcity. Scar City. And then I'll be gone. And that's the story. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments or questions, cryptobiography@gmail.com, or hit us up on Facebook or Twitter. And thanks for listening. Words and music, copyright 2020, CryptoBiography LLC, all rights reserved. Characters and events are fictional, fictionalized, or satirical.